are you feeling about this weekend?
Yeah, look, it's exciting. Coming up into a prelim final, obviously second final series for our club, and obviously last year went out in straight sets, so this year we've been able to win a couple of finals, and yeah, it's an exciting moment to be involved, obviously, in the last three teams this year.
After recently, it's been so long since you've been there, is there a good vibe around?
Yeah, it's a really good vibe around the club at the moment. Obviously previously they haven't had any success. But this year, obviously, the town's really excited and the boys around the club have got a buzz in the air, so it's really different for our club, but they're really enjoying it.
Josh, fair to say Ashton Hams has a point to prove after missing last week?
Yeah, he's chomping at the bit to get back out there and help us out, and he's a huge player for us, both off the field and on the field, and yeah, we're really looking forward to having his skill set and his on-ground leadership back amongst the playing group, for sure.
Any idea which forward you're taking this weekend?
There's a few handy ones on Pugh's list. I think, I think Aitmas down there might start on him, but it depends on how it all unfolds.
What went wrong against Subi? What was the coach's message after that game?
We're pretty happy with most of our game. There was a bit at the start of the third quarter that we would have liked to have kicked a bit straighter and put a bit more scoreboard pressure on. I think there was about maybe 15 minutes when we were in pretty good shape and it was up our end, and then Subi are always going to come back at you, and because we didn't put the scoreboard pressure on, we left the door open and they came and just do what Subi did and just kind of responded and made it pretty hard for us at three-quarter time. So definitely probably 15 minutes in the third quarter cost us, I reckon.
How imposing is it for the player group knowing that you could be coming up against as many as 19 Doctor squad members on Sunday?
Yeah, we haven't. Externally, I know it's been a big topic of discussion this week, but we haven't given it a truckload of thought. We're really focused on what we want to do and getting back to our best brand of footy, because we know that can mix it with the best teams. And it is what it is. The system was all kind of signed off at the start of the year, and if it gets reviewed at the end of the year, that's great. But this year we're focused on playing as well as we can and hopefully pushing a week deeper into the finals.
Josh, does it make you frustrated at all?
No, I wouldn't say so. They're players, they're made of the same stuff as we are. Goals are still the same size, and they'll come with a plan, we'll come with a plan, and we're just focused on trying to win the game at this point.
Do you feel like it is an even playing field still?
Like I said, there's the same number of players out there, and we really back the playing ability of our group, and our game plan. We know we've come up against Peel and with a similar number of listed players and held up really well throughout the year, and we're just really keen to focus on us.
You talked about back in your player group, the forwards at the other end of the ground have had terrific years. I think Blaine Johnson and Mason Shaw and Ben Saunders and Hayden Short's back now, so you'd be hoping they do the job again on Sunday?
Yeah, they're a pretty competent bunch of forwards. They read it well, they work well together, they're selfless. Benny Saunders' game's gone to another level, I think, just with his ability to bring other people into the game, and Mace has been a huge recruit for the club this year, and we're hoping our mids can give him some delivery and let him do some damage on the weekend.
Rory, momentum, how important is it going to be for Sunday? You've had a couple of good wins and to give the player group enormous confidence.
Yeah, it has. I mean, obviously, to get the first winner for the club out of the way, and then obviously win on the weekend was fantastic. So we're confident. Obviously, we still feel we've got a bit of work to do. We didn't play a complete game against West Perth, and obviously South Fremantle, a quality side, they finished second with 15 wins. But we'll keep building on our game. But you can't get too overconfident. Obviously, we're down to the last three teams, and anyone can win come 2:30 on Sunday.
With all the new inclusions with all the AFL players, have you had to change your style at all, or do they have to fit in with you guys, or what's the situation?
No, it's all been the same. The game plan's been the same all year. Whatever the makeup is, whether it's 10 and 12, 17 and 5, whatever it happens, the 22 that take the field know the role they've got to play, whether they're forward, back or mid. So we're adjusted. We're united. We're one club. People speak about separation and things like that, but to play 57 league guys this year, 20 debuts, 13 local, 7 Freo, to still get 11 wins, I see it shows we obviously got great depth and a great club, obviously, moving forward to this Sunday.
I mean, one of the realities is that a lot of the local products miss out now that you're into the finals. As a senior player, how do you sell to Bray and Lawler and Hayden and these blokes that they're there all year but they're not going to be there in the finals?
Yeah, look, we've got a squad at the moment. I think it's I think you alluded to 17 Fremantle, and I think it's 20 of our local guys training at the moment. So we've got a training squad of 37 still training. They see it as an exciting opportunity at the moment. Whether they get a game on Sunday, we're fielding our best 22 available. But someone like Alex Bray, Andrew Hayden, and these guys, they've been first and second emergency for the last 2 weeks, and the experience they're getting, they're really enjoying, and they know they've played their part during the year. But obviously, we would love to be able to play more than 22, no doubt, with South. There's probably guys missing out in the reserves that would love to play league. It happens at every WAFL club. But for our guys to still be around the Fremantle listed players and our senior players, we're just telling them to learn as much as they can. And you never know, John. I mean, obviously, last week there might have been a couple of injuries coming out of it. Guys get opportunities. We don't know until 2:30 Sunday.
Josh, one of the things about South is you haven't played finals for 5 years, so there's a limited finals experience. How critical is that, you think, particularly last week against Subi, that's got so much experience and then going into a pretty important game?
Yeah, it's probably one of the big positives we took away from Subi is we really got to put some experience into the guys who hadn't been at that kind of intensity before, and I guess our whole playing group's going to be better calibrated. The guys have never been part of a really intense finals game before after the weekend, and I think it's a factor. But when you're out there, your kind of instincts kick in, and you're playing another game of footy. The lead up's certainly a bit different. We don't do this kind of stuff every week, but once you're out there, you probably just get more opportunities to put your head over the ball. It's a bit more contested, and aside from that, you just stick to the game plan as closely as you can.
One thing they did last week was obviously played outside and went inside the second half and had an impact. I mean, your captain's played half forward for most of the year. Would you anticipate that he might do something like that to go actually on ball and have a greater say actually on the field?
To be honest, I wouldn't know. If it's outside of the back 50, I don't really pay a truckload of attention to it. Cookie's massive for us in terms of his wherever he plays, you can hear him and he's directing and his direct impact on the ball. We know he's such a good outside midfielder, and if he needs to go in there and help out inside, then I dare say he can make the move himself, or Todd can call it, and it'll largely be down to the state of the game at the time, I think.
Josh, Welsh back six have had a terrific finish of the season, but in particular, Marlon Pickett and Blaine Wilson have just been rock solid, haven't they?
Yeah, they've been huge. Yeah, I think our whole defensive system that we play, our shape, and our just about our pressure that our forwards and mids have been putting on the ball has really helped those two. They read it so well, and they're different players. Marlon's lightning quick, and you'd be struggling to find someone who reads it better than Blaine in the air. They're just really focused on their defensive game, which I think is super important. They're naturally selfless players, even though they do get a lot of the ball, and we're hoping that they can bring that this week too.